Well, guys, I'm not too happy right now. What's happening is I'm trying to record Left 4 Dead on PC to show you guys something that I haven't done yet, and each and every attempt has had some sort of issue with it, whether the game audio is too loud or it just doesn't record whatsoever. I'm not very happy. I've wasted probably half an hour's worth of time trying to just get one map recorded, which is pretty bad when you think about it because here's me trying to do something and I can't even do it because it's not on the console version and it's just prone to having a ton of issues in terms of recording because of a software update most likely. So unfortunately, this is going to be another really bad attempt probably, but we're doing a map called Tutorial Standards. As you see, we have the survivors about to get pounced on by a bunch of zombies. So this is the God knows how many time attempt that I've tried to do this, and I guarantee you this is the time where the game audio is going to be so insignificantly loud that you're going to be complaining saying we can't hear the game, when it's like, well, I've had multiple attempts where the game's really loud and you can barely hear me. So it's better to hear me than to hear the game, because in the game there's really nothing worth any note that's going on. So, and hopefully it does come out okay, but if the game's a little too quiet or I'm a little too quiet, then that's probably a fault in the recording software or the game or whatever. But for being too loud, that is obviously. And obviously this not being on console makes it a bit more tedious as well, because the quality is not going to be true 720/30. It's going to be like 720/28 or some stupidness like that, for the people that really care about quality, obviously. But anyway, I should have said this earlier, and I haven't. Dev textures everywhere, showcasing features such as the breakable vents, the panicky vents, which we're going to get to, a mock final event where you have to hold out against waves of enemies and such. If you push the dev button, we get the lift, and this is our first sort of panic event where we have to defend against a onslaught of zombies. Luckily, sometimes there's been guns here, other times there really hasn't been. So I'm lucky to have the auto shotgun at this point, because we can really just sort of take down a whole swarm of enemies without really getting a lot of enemies on us. But if the AI are a little bugged in this as well, and we're going to get to an example of that, like right now when they're not even making an attempt to save me, because a hunter's... I'm going to die, aren't I? I'm dead because the AI sucks. How fucked up is that, man? I have to start all over again from the beginning because the AI is absolutely broken. So, fuck this, mate. I really don't care about playing this right now, because of all the attempts I've tried to do, with all the fails I've had to experience, just to die because the AI sucks in this one particular map, that is so annoying. It really is. So I really don't care. I actually really don't care anymore, because, the fact of the matter is I've spent way too much time trying to do this. These guys spawned on top of me, probably even literally. So no one can complain about what I'm saying, because it's like literally they're spawning behind and on top of us somehow. But yeah, I've got to say this is probably the worst attempt I've had to do at this, because in all of the other attempts, rather, I've never actually died once in any of them, and now I just die now because of the AI being a little bugged. And by a little bugged, we're going to see in a little example here of why the AI is actually bugged. And also, if you saw, you probably can't, but the skybox looks like something out of No Mercy, judging from the props used. And as you see, Zoe and Lewis just teleported up here, and hopefully we get to see Bill Bill did that as well. And also got to show you that, which is a sprite glitch in my PC version of Left 4 Dead 1. For whatever reason, certain sprites don't show up properly, like they show up as black or whatever. So I really have no idea concerning why that happens. But It might be because of graphics cards situation, because I did mention in the well, one of the cut recordings, which you guys won't have access to because I pretty much delete them immediately upon knowing they're going to be awful. But see, look, I'm not a bad player. I helped Lewis when he needed me, but he didn't help me when I needed him. Bugged AI mechanics. So anyway, as I was trying to say, if I can even remember what it is what I was saying, I was more or less talking about graphics cards and that, and saying how the glitchy, the glitchy sort of black sprite that I just saw from the exploding canister could be a result of the fact that I have an Intel graphics card, meaning that you know, all these days all you ever really hear about in terms of games and graphics cards and all that is whether games are sort of going to perform better on a Nvidia graphics card, or if it's going to perform a little bit better on an AMD graphics card. And you never hear anything about Intel graphics cards, but it's always Nvidia or AMD, and that's all you ever hear about, even though you use Intel processors. You know, like you got the Intel Core i5 and the Intel Core i7, you know, really good processors. Intel don't really perform at the same level in terms of graphics cards, and so kind of to me seems a little bit strange as to why, you know, one company can be really good for processors but then not so much in the graphics card department. Again, someone's probably going to comment a really paragraph long comment talking about why processors and graphics cards are different things and why, you know, one company's better than another or whatever. But I don't really care, because to be honest, my laptop does what I want it to. I can play games, or I can capture games, or I could just live stream a console capture. But that's pretty much all I'm can honestly realistically do on this sort of a PC setup I have. It's either recording or playing or whatever, but it's never a multitasking situation. It's always one or the other, and it's never two or more things at a time. So I never try to stream and capture at the same time. For instance, if I'm doing a sort of Elgato Game Capture HD stream, or I'd never try to what I'm doing right now, which is play a game and record it, because as you might tell from the quality, it's not actually very good to look at, is it? And with the commentary on top being a little salty whining potato, it's not a very pleasant experience for you guys either, am I right? So again, let me know, because one thing I'm inclined to say is that the only realistic way I'm going to do more Left 4 Dead videos is if you guys actually want me to do any specific Left 4 Dead 1 add-ons. And it looks as if we've just ran over Lois and probably even Zoe as well, which would make this attempt the worst attempt by a country mile. Oh no, everybody escaped somehow. I don't even know how everybody got onto the subway cart. And we get the stock text of dead air at the very end as well, just to make it worse. 7 minutes with one restart because I died because of the AI being a bit broken. I guess that's the highlight of the video, I guess. Oh, and what's this? Interpenetrating entities. Interpenetrating entities. Of course, because penetration jokes are the best jokes, aren't they? That's where I'm gonna end this. Again, the only realistic way I'm going to be back with Left 4 Dead is if you guys recommend me add-on maps specifically for Left 4 Dead. Other than that, it's going to be pretty much Left 4 Dead 2 stuff from here on out, and then once Left 4 Dead 2 is sorted out, I'll move on to finishing off Portal 2, and then probably beginning some new games, hopefully. I can't promise any times or anything, because I'm in a bit of a tricky situation for the next 3 days or so. So hopefully I can get this uploaded today on the 7th of Jan. But with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time in whatever it is I decide to do.